Ian Scholl. So, the great unfinished novel, The Man Without Qualities, about the fall of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, is close to 1,500 pages long. If I ever finish the rock and roll novel resting in my sock drawer, it may well exceed that, because it will inevitably deal with the fall of this particular empire. But, even if I finish it, will there be anybody left to read it? And why would they read me? Maybe if I make it a survival manual. The Man Without Qualities centers around Ulrich, a former mathematician and soldier in 1918 Vienna. He's been enlisted, or tapped, as they say, to be on the Collateral Campaign, a planning commission for a huge celebration of the 70th year of Franz Josef's reign. The novel pays a lot of attention to this committee as they discuss how to capture the hearts and minds of the emperor's subjects as well as the people of the world. The committee has an industrialist, a conservative who can't make decisions, a grifter trying to figure out who to bribe, a general who wants to impose military values on the civilians, also various servants who serve as spies for their masters. It also delves into the citizens of the nation itself, who are Austrians, Hungarians, lickspittles to royals, louts, farmers, people whose dreams contradict each other, people who want to change, people who won't ever change. There's much space devoted to a man named Moosbrugger, who doesn't really appear in the novel, but is in the news. He's a notorious criminal on trial for murdering a prostitute. But he looks nice from the photographs. He's not a sex killer, though. So is he sane or not? How guilty is he? Are we all guilty? What does Moosbrugger tell us about us? Does he need to be factored into the Jubilee? He's part of the empire, isn't he? The novel gathers competing visions as to what exactly this Jubilee will deliver. What's the takeaway? Is this just a one-off, indoor, outdoor? How long do we book the orchestra for? You've heard of Twilight of the Gods. This was Twilight of the event planners. The book keeps expanding towards a resolution that never arrives. A little thing called World War I happened to come along, and there went your Austro-Hungarian Empire, Moosbruggers and all. Musil started his novel in 1830 and was still working on it when he died in 1942. I can't help thinking the US of A is kind of in the same boat as the Austro-Hungarian Empire. So many opinions in this here land make us weird and ungovernable. Now, momentary leadership by a fellow who managed to unite half the disunited in their hatred of the other half has been breaking commands nonstop without regard for what the other half says or even what his half says. He's been giving our nation some pretty weird directions, like changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico, or that Canada and Greenland might be our next state. Why not Cuba? That would make more sense. Also, the Planning Commission in Musil's novel failed at making a celebration we can all get behind. We had one that actually took place, by which I mean our president's birthday parade in D.C., which left a sour taste in the nation's Gemeinschaft. Gesellschaft, too, I believe, threw up a little in his mouth, but at least it happened. We should be grateful we even have tanks. Does Greenland have tanks? I doubt it. So we are momentarily unified, 35% approval anyway, mainly because voices that don't belong to the president are ignored. And we're a swarming bag of nagging voices, really. Can't keep us in there forever. Speaking of Moosbrugger in The Man Without Qualities, he's merely discussed in that book. America's Moosburgers are part of the census. We have thousands of Moosburgers. Also, look at true crime, adulterous poisoners, stepchild shotgun killings, black widows, black widowers, killers for hire, killers for fun, citizens all, many of them men, all without quality. We don't have taste. We don't even have dress codes. If we could just find the right catchphrase, it is believed, we could all come together under its banner. Could be, we may be men and women without qualities, but we are nothing without our algorithms. Robert Musil ended his days in Switzerland in 1942 with Nazis swarming just outside the border, still working on his novel about the vanishing of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. So, yeah, it's not rocket science, really. What happened to the Austro-Hungarian Empire was, eventually, Nazis. They took their event planning pretty seriously. Remember the Anschluss? That put quite a crimp in Austria's Gemeinschaft, I tell you that. I gotta go.